Hello, am I audible now? So welcome all of you. So today we are discussing statement related problems. So this is a reasoning topic that is asked in CSIR-NET exam also, GATE exam also, and many other competitive exams. Invite your friends to be part of this session. So for the new students, more about me is given here, and if you want to be part of our free resources, you can be part of the Telegram channel, WhatsApp group, mobile application, and the website. And if you want printed study material for CSIR-NET Part A, this is the bestseller book for CSIR-NET Part A, and we are the authors of this book. And more free playlists are available in this channel, especially if you are preparing for GATE General Aptitude complete courses available. For CSIR-NET previous year question paper playlist are there, and full course playlist is there, and other videos also you can find. And also for upcoming GATE we are planning for some free lecture series. We will announce it very soon once we complete this course. This course most probably will have one more lecture, and by that we will be completing this present course. Okay, so let us start today's session. Those of you who want to be part of our free resources, check out the description of this video, the Telegram channel, WhatsApp group, mobile application, and the website christyvarghese.in. You can find those links. Okay, so today's topic is statement related problem. So what is a statement? That is the first question. So statement, the definition of a statement or a logical statement is a meaningful declarative sentence that is either true or false but not both. It should be meaningful, and it should be a declarative sentence that should be either true or false. It should not be both true and false simultaneously. It should be true only or it should be false only. So जुबी आप पेपर वन मतलब यूजीसी नेट का या सीएसआईआर नेट का? यूजीसी नेट का पेपर वन और सीएसआईआर नेट का पेपर वन डिफरेंट है. यूजीसी नेट का पेपर वन में some of the topics are common with CSIR, but there are many other topics also in paper one of UGC NET. If you are asking about CSIR-NET Part A section, this course all lectures are equally useful for Part A section of CSIR-NET exam and also GATE exam. Okay, so I will explain what is the meaning of this true or false but not both. So for example, these are few examples of sentences. Check whether they are statements or not. All of you check these are statements or not. 5 plus 5 plus 2 is 5. Is it a statement? What is the definition of statement we told? Either true or false, but should not be both true and false. Is this true? No. Is this false? Yes. Either true or false means true is also okay, false is also okay. Here it is false. So this is still a statement, a false one, a false statement. False statements can be false also, but it should not be true and false simultaneously. Then that is called a paradox. If a statement is simultaneously true and false. I will show you examples of that also. Now second example, earth is a star. Earth is not a star, so this is false. Still it is a statement. Every rectangle is a square, that is wrong. Every square is a rectangle, that is true. Every rectangle is a square is false statement. Still it is a statement. Mumbai is in Bhutan is clearly false. Still it is a statement. So all these are statements because it is declaring that they are false. There is no confusion whether it is true or false. It is clearly false. That is why all these four examples are statements. Some people misunderstand falsity with invalidity. False does not mean invalid. False statements are also statements. But it should not be true and false simultaneously. About that I will explain more with this question. This was a June 2016 NET exam problem. Make a try, all of you. All of you try this and answer this. Okay, all of you got an answer, I guess. Which of the following statements is logically incorrect? Incorrect means invalid. It is not asking false statement. Incorrect means it is not at all a statement. It cannot be considered as a statement according to the definition of statements. So let us see option A. Some people misunderstand this question thinking or taking it personally. Like I always speak the truth. They claim they always speak the truth. So this is the answer. No. Question is not asking whether you speak the truth or whether you don't speak the truth. If I always speaks the truth is a sentence or a statement made, whether it is valid or invalid or whether it is a statement according to the definition of statement. According to the definition of statement, if it is a statement, it should be either true or false. It cannot be both true and false. Yeah, it will not be true and false simultaneously, because if the person who is speaking this sentence, if he speaks always truth, this is true statement. If he speaks always false, it is false statement. At a time, simultaneously, it will not be true and false. That is why option A is not the answer. It is not logically incorrect to consider this as a statement. So option A is not the answer. I occasionally lie means what? I sometimes lie. Again, if that person sometimes lie, that is true or it is false. It will not be true and false simultaneously. That is why that is also not correct or not the answer. I occasionally speaks the truth. I occasionally speaks the truth means sometimes I speaks the truth. Yes, good for him or good for her if he or she occasionally speaks the truth. So that will be either true or false. It is not simultaneously true and false. So still it is not the answer. But the problem with I always lie is, if that is true, when we say it can be true, it can be false. If it is true, listen to that, the meaning of that. I always lie is true means the person who is speaking the sentence always tells the truth. That means all the statement he tells should be true. That means the statement I always lie should also be true. What is the meaning of I always lie being true? It is a lie that he is telling now, because I always lie means I tell lie now also. Lie means false. That means this sentence is also false. That means if you assume it is true, it is being false or lie also simultaneously. That means truthity is leading to falsity, or we can say it is truth and false at the same time or simultaneously. Are you getting the point? That is why this is incorrect statement or invalid statement. This is not considered as a statement, because statement should be either true only or false only. It cannot be both true and false. All of you understood this? Because truthity will lead to the falsity of the same statement or sentence. Any doubts? Please mention in the comments or chat whether it is completely clear. So now the definition of statement also is clear, I guess. True or false, but not both. Okay, so now about statements we will discuss some more things, especially negation, inverse, converse, etc. What is negation of a statement? For example, if a statement is given Mumbai is a city, the negation of that means Mumbai is not a city. Saying the opposite or saying the negative of that. Mumbai is a city, opposite is Mumbai is not a city, or it is false that Mumbai is a city, that is also considered as negation. Like it is raining now, negation is it is not raining now. So that is called negation. Now, other than negation, you should also know what is converse, inverse and contrapositive. Converse, inverse and contrapositive. Like I will take a conditional statement, because for conditional statements only this converse, inverse, contrapositive makes sense. What is conditional statement? Conditional statement just means if then type of sentence. For example, if you study well, you will pass in the exam. That means study well is the condition for the hypothesis you passing the exam. So if this condition works, this conclusion also works. Hypothesis leads to conclusion. That is generally written as if P then Q. That means P condition will lead to Q to happen. That is the original form of the statement. If it rains, the field is wet. That means it rains is the condition. Field is wet is the outcome or the result or the conclusion we can make. So P implies Q is the original statement. Then what will be the converse of that? Converse of that is just Q implies P. I will show you with example. For example, if it rained last night, the field will be wet. If that is statement, the converse is if the field is wet, it rained last night. P implies Q, written as Q implies P. That means condition and hypothesis, conclusion are, or hypothesis and conclusion are interchanged. That is called converse. Is it clear, all of you? Now let me clarify. Statement true does not guarantee converse true. Sometimes converse may be true, sometimes converse may not be true. That depends totally according to the situation we are dealing with. I will explain with a question about that. Now, what is inverse? Inverse is nothing but negation of P implies negation of Q. Not P means negation of P. That means if it rains, if it rained last night, negation is if it did not rain last night. Then what is negation of field will be net, field will be wet. The field is not wet or field will not be wet. Now this implies this, not P implies not Q. Not can be denoted by this symbol or a bar symbol also can be used. Not P implies not Q, that is called inverse of a statement. All of you clear what is inverse? Now what is contrapositive? If the field is not wet, then it did not rain last night. If the field is not wet, it did not rain last night. That means this is P, this is Q. P implies Q. Here Q not, that is not Q, implies not P. That means we can say it is the converse of the inverse or inverse of the converse, we can say. So not Q implies not P. If the field is not wet, then it did not rain last night. So that is converse, inverse and contrapositive of a sentence. Now in this situation, let us see which all are correct. Converse, if the field is wet, it rained last night. Just think in real, is it correct or not? If the field is wet, can you confirm that it is due to rain only? No. You can pump water on the field and wet the field, even if the, that is the basic idea of irrigation. Na? Like people can still grow plants or agriculture is based on irrigation, right? So that is artificially done, or that is not always due to rain only. So if the field is wet does not mean that it is due to rain only. It can be wet due to other reasons also. So that is why converse is not true in this case. What about inverse? The inverse is, just a minute. The inverse is if it did not rain last night, the field will not be wet. Again, that is also wrong. The field can be wet due to other factors also, or by pumping water into the field also it can be wet. So that is why the inverse is also not true. All of you clear this much? Now what about contrapositive? If the field is not wet, then it did not rain last night. Yeah, that we can say, because raining guarantees that the field will be wet. That is what we know. Now if the field is not wet, you don't have to worry about other reasons, because raining did not happen anyway. About other reason we don't have to check at all. That is why that is true in this case. So in this case, converse and inverse are not necessarily true, but contrapositive is true. Now based on this GATE 2016 question was there, can you make a try, all of you? Try this question, all of you. Any answers? Okay, so I'll explain. Fact is said that if it rains, the field will be wet, just like what we explained now. Now, there are 4 statements given. This is actually part of that converse, inverse, contrapositive itself. Because it rains as P and Q, P it is. The field is not wet means not Q. The field is wet means Q. It did not rain means not P. That way also you can identify it. Which one of the options given below is not logically possible? Logically impossible statement is asked. Let us check first option. If 3 then 4. Is it possible or not? Is it always true? That is not the question. Is it possible? The field is wet and it did not rain. Yes, it is possible because as I told, we can pump water into the field and make it wet without rain also. So option A is not the answer because option A is possible. It is not possible asked. That is why option A is wrong. If 1 then 3. P implies Q. Yes, that is already given. P implies Q. If it rains, the field will be wet. Field is wet. So that is clearly logically possible. So that is also not the answer. If 1 then 2. P implies not Q. That means it rains and the field will not be wet. That is what we just discussed in the contrapositive case. Not contrapositive case. In the contrapositive case, we discussed about the negation of that. So, field is not wet. It rains and field not being wet is impossible because it is against the fact we already know. P implies Q. P implies Q means P cannot be implying not Q. That is why option C is not logically possible. That is why option C is the answer. All of you understood? So, this is a very good statement related problem. Statement related problem can be asked in different ways. Like this December 2017 problem was checking your basic understanding about Converse. Make a try all of you. Previous question was gate question. This is a CSIR-NET problem. So what is Converse we already discussed. But we have to check in this situation which Converse is not true. All of you make a try. Okay, so I'll explain. So these are the converses of these 4 statements we can say. If the patient died even with excellent medical care, he likely had terminal illness. What is a terminal illness? By definition, terminal illness is an illness which cannot be cured. It will lead to the death of the person sooner or later. That is called a terminal illness. The last stages of cancer is an example of a terminal illness. So if the patient died with excellent medical care, he likely had terminal illness. That is a given statement. So what is the converse? If a person likely had terminal illness, he may die even with excellent medical care. P implies Q is written as Q implies P. So in this case, you have to check whether it is true in real life. Yes, it is true in real life. Na? By definition of terminal illness, that is true. That is why option A is converse is true. We want converse not true case. Question is asking which of the following Converse is not true. That is why this is not the answer. Second option, if a person gets employed, he has good qualification. What is the converse of that? If a person have good qualification, he gets employed. Is it true in real life? Or look at the present situation. All good qualified people, are they employed? Even if they are trying for employment, are they all getting employment? No. That is why we say that there is unemployment, right? So, that is why we can say option B is clearly wrong. Sorry, option B is the answer because it is not possible. Converse is not true. That is why option B is the answer. All of you clear? Other options also you can see the converse here, but as second option we already confirmed, we can finish there itself. But what is third option? If an integer is even, it is divisible by 2. That means all even integers are multiples of 2. That is what that statement says. What is the converse of that? All multiples of 2 are even number. That is true, na? All multiples of 2 are even, positive or negative. And fourth option is similar. If an integer is odd, it is not divisible by 2. All non-multiples of 2 integers are, all odd numbers are non-multiples of 2. So, the converse of that is all integers which are non-multiples of 2 are odd number. That is also true. All integers which are not divisible by 2 are odd numbers. Now, you can check it. So, option D is also possible. So, is true. So, only not true cases option B. So, option B is the answer. So, that is converse related question. Now, another type question is truthity and falsity related question. That is repeatedly asked. I will show you one example of that. Maybe an example we can. Yeah, this is a simple version of that. We will start with the simple version. Due to lack of time, I will start explaining. This is a comparatively simple question also. December 2019 NET exam problem. 3 facts are given. According to that, you have to conclude which of the following is true. So, what are the 3 facts? Fact 1 is about a statement told by Sita. Fact 2 is about a statement told by Geeta. But we don't know about the character, or we don't know about the truthity or truth pattern or lie pattern of Sita and Geeta. Whether they always lie, or whether they always speak the truth, or whether they occasionally speak the truth. We don't know. That is why depending on fact 1 and fact 2 in the beginning is not a good idea. But fact 3, look at it. It is factually telling about whether Sita Geeta tells truth or not. Clearly it is saying Sita always tells the truth. Let us start from there. Sita always tells the truth means we can now go to fact 1. That Sita said Geeta and I both have cars. That means we understood that Sita's statement is true. So Geeta and Sita has both cars. That means Geeta has a car will be correct. Sita has a car will be correct because we have to trust the question which says Sita tells the truth and Sita is telling Geeta and Sita has cars. That is why A and B statements are correct. Now what about option C? Geeta sometimes lie. Let us check in this case whether Geeta is lying or not. I don't have a car. We already proved that Geeta have a car because Sita told so. Sita is a truth speaker, question says so. So, the statement I don't have a car by Geeta is clearly a lie. So, option C is also correct. So, A, B, C is correct. So, option C is the answer. Simple question, na? Is it clear all of you? So, these are few more questions of truthity, falsity. I'll show you one more simple question and finish. Yeah, this one is a very good question. We'll discuss this. This was a June 2016 NET exam problem. Same question was asked in GATE exam. I'll show you that question also and show you one of the solutions. This is a GATE 2017 problem. 2016, what was asked in CSIR? Same got repeated in 2017. By changing the names and number, same question was asked. I will explain one of these. So, this was the June 2016 one. So, let us discuss this. How many books Raju have? That is the final question. So, we want to know the books owned by Raju. There are two ways of doing this question. One is elimination by substitution. Substitute first option, that Raju have one book. If Raju have one book, let us look at the statements told by Ram, Shyam and Geeta. These are the statements told by Ram, Shyam and Geeta. And question clearly says only one of the statement is true. That is clearly mentioned. That kind of sentences are very important. Only one statement true. That means one true and remaining two are lies or false. One truth and two false. So option A, Raju has one book means, what about the truthity or falsity of these statements? Let us check that. We should have only one truth and two lies now. Option A says Raju has one book. Ram's statement says Raju has more than 1000 books. That is clearly a lie or false, because Raju has one book only. Raju has less than 1000 books. That is clearly a true statement, because Raju has one book. Raju has one or more than one book. Yes, one is one or more. So that is also true. This is two truth. Two truth is not acceptable. Question says only one truth is there. That means two truth means that is contradicting the question itself. So option A being the answer is not possible. So option A is eliminated. Now try the same with option B. Option B says Raju has 1000 books. Now look at Ram's statement. Raju has more than 1000 books. 1000 is not more than 1000. So this is false. Raju has less than 1000 books. 1000 is not less than 1000. So this is false. Raju has one or more than one books. Yes, 1000 is one or more than one. So that is true. One truth and two false. That is exactly what we want. One truth only. That is why option B is the correct answer. That is why option B is the correct answer. Is it clear to all of you? This is how to do these kinds of questions. So I hope you got an overall idea about these kinds of questions. As I told, this CSIR-NET problem, same type was this GATE exam question. Those of you are preparing for upcoming GATE exam questions, practice these questions and go. In our GATE playlist, we have given detailed explanation of all these questions. A separate lecture itself on this topic statement related problem are given there. So this question you can try yourself. Hope this session was useful. If there is any feedback, you can let me know. And you can pause the video and check out these questions and try these questions yourself also. So this is again, this question we already discussed in the initial classes when we discussed about the shortcut methods. We already discussed this. This is a statement related problem itself. So this is again simple truthity falsity based question. This is again another question in GATE exam based on truthity falsity. So those of you written the last CSIR-NET exam, all the best for your results. And once the question paper is published by CSIR, I will do the paper analysis session. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe the channel. Yeah, we got to see that about 40% people who are attending the class only are subscribing. I don't know the reason why students don't subscribe, still attend the class. Yeah, if you subscribe the channel, that will be actually a boost for the channel also, because when subscription happens, it will be recommended to more people also. That is why those who are attending the class at least do subscribe the channel, and hitting the bell icon make sure that you will get all the notifications. Purushottam, yeah, we will try the poll option, because for poll option we have to add an extra plugin. We will try that. If it is working smoothly, we will do that definitely. Thank you for the feedback. Anyway, let's conclude. And for CSIR-NET exam, for the June CSIR-NET exam, February month we are planning for the new course, the paid course we are planning, and some free courses parallelly we are planning that also. We'll update you regarding all those things very soon. We are working out on all those things. Keep supporting, as I always tell, keep supporting our initiatives, free initiatives and paid initiatives, and all initiatives we are running. If you think it will help people, do recommend or do share it to more and more people. And those of you are preparing for other exams, you are welcome to check out our other playlist in this channel. So thank you all of you. Take care all of you. Let's conclude for today. Have a good night. See you all on the next class.